approximated within our prison system. No, black males make up over 40% of our prisoners.
Out of 6% of the population.
Out of 6%, yeah. So if you were looking at it and comparatively, statistically, you would not expect to see 40% unless something is going on, and something is going on. And so that is what we're about the business of doing. Number one, understanding what's going on. Two, education, educating the population, because people simply don't know. You know, it is not, I do believe that apathy is a problem, but a lot of what we're facing here is simply ignorance. So if I could tell you kind of how we work and approach the issue of mass incarceration, it's multi-stepped. To begin with, it's such a huge issue. If you want to be effective, you need to be able to focus. So we've focused on 3 areas. The first area has to do with life sentences in the state of Tennessee. For the majority of our state's history, if you got a life sentence with the possibility of parole, you were looking at about 25 years before you would have an opportunity, not a guarantee of parole, but an opportunity to come back before the parole board, to determine if you were rehabilitated, to determine if you were a threat to society. Since 1995, however, that's changed. In 1995, the mid-90s, a series of laws swept this country. They were known as the Truth in Sentencing laws. It was cheap political rhetoric. And the result of that is that sentencing more than doubled from between 8 and 16 offenses, depending on the state that you were in. And so in Tennessee, what happened is in 1995, a life sentence with possibility of parole went to 51 calendar years. And that's not, then you have good time. No, that is 51 years. Now, the interesting thing is we went back and reviewed the audio tapes at the Judiciary Committee when they were debating this, and there really was no debate. It was all about the economics, well, how much will this cost? And the fact of the matter is that no one's intended to survive that. Okay? No one is intended to survive the 51 years.
To be able to make it to...
Correct. Exactly, to parole. So in the state of Tennessee, we have 3 death penalties. Either the state can execute you through injection or an electric chair, life without parole, and that's known as death through life. Incidentally, the men that I've worked with on death row, and I'm sure that Pastor Walker's had the same experience, will tell you if you do away with the death penalty, don't give me life without parole. It's even more inhumane. But then, now of course, a life with, and that's also a death penalty. So we focus on that, and the way we focus on that, we utilize litigation, legislation, reform and policy, education. Again, we have to educate the public. And then also organizing. You know, organize, organize, organize. We have 28,000 imprisoned bodies in this state, which means there are at least 70,000 people who directly care about what happens to them. Never mind the faith community, which is finally, thank God, beginning to wake up and understand this is a matter of faith. You know, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Jew, this is a matter of faith that we have slavery happening in this state. So then our second area has to do with internal conditions. And we could talk all day long about internal conditions, but our focus more specifically has to do with health care in the prison system, which quite frankly is deplorable.
And so what we're going to